Hi everybody. Thanks for tuning into this little mini documentary I put together of the main street in my old hometown. So I'm actually doing a little bit of an experiment with this one too. I didn't make a script for this, and what I did is I just edited the video about a week ago, and I'm just going to use one take to just share my thoughts that come to my head as I see the images on screen. I do have a few facts I have listed on a little sheet here, so some of the fun facts I'm going to throw out there aren't completely from the top of my head. But anyway, yeah, let's check out Hollywood Boulevard of Hollywood, Florida. So Hollywood is in Broward County. It's the highlighted one you see there. It's between Miami-Dade to the south and Palm Beach County to the north. Here are all the cities within Broward, kind of the whole like metropolitan areas. Highlighted down there is Hollywood. Now Hollywood actually stretches about 7 miles up the coast, so it takes a good chunk of it to the east there. So I started off with a couple of shots of the Hollywood Boulevard I-95 intersection, just to give you guys a better understanding of where exactly the city sits. I'm going to follow this U-Haul truck all the way over to the southbound Miami sign. It's the next major city to the south, about 30 minutes down there. Now, a lot of people like to conflate South Florida as one big monolithic region, but there's definitely a distinction between Broward folk and Miami-Dade folk. And as you can see there, we got West Palm Beach to the north. So, the first area I'm going to be covering is Young Circle. So Young Circle is kind of like a giant roundabout that goes around what they call Arts Park here in the center. And this is the area that we consider downtown. You got the famous Hollywood Bread Building. I'll be getting that in a little bit. And yeah, this is pretty much as big and urban as Hollywood gets. Okay, you're gonna walk through these nice thick trunk trees. If I can recall, these are like some. And this isn't on my fact sheet, but these are like some like African species of trees that they like transported over here, just because I like the way they look. I don't know, try and give the park a unique kind of feel compared to other places around the area. What you got over here is the amphitheater. I actually never watched any shows here, because when I was growing up around here, this area was very it was not particularly popular. Like this area wasn't bustling, at least not as much as now. Hollywood's still a pretty small town considerably, but there's more going on now than there was back when I was a kid hanging around here. There's apparently hot glass blowing classes here. I had no idea until I walked out to start filming. I don't know, it's not. Just seems like an odd attraction to be a permanent fixture of the park. But it's in there. And there's some nice stuff too. A little glass blown pumpkin. There's a nice foss. There's some like some tribal art. I don't know. That's pretty fun. There's me in my monopod over there. You can see me in 2 reflections. That's great. I'm looking over at these trees again. It's kind of a cool entrance. It looks directly down US 1 actually. Yeah, so like this is Young Circle. I forgot to mention is the intersection of Hollywood Boulevard and US 1. And then you're gonna see over here. I did my best to look into this. This is a Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial, which is great, which is awesome, beautiful. He had nothing to do with Hollywood, Florida. I guess we just decided we wanted to plaque to wanted to dedicate a site to a cool guy. So why not? I guess. This is kind of a cool fountain in the center of Young Circle here. I wish I would have caught footage of it on. It was rarely ever on though. I think they only put I guess you spent the energy on the fountain when there was like an event going on at say the amphitheater or something else like that. Here's from the other direction, looking back westward down Hollywood Boulevard. Down there's kind of like a strip of restaurants and boutiques and stuff. I'll be walking down there in a little bit. We got a shirtless juice mama over there. Thanks for being in my shot, buddy. You definitely made this documentary better. Man, I really wanted to get that 360 view in there, didn't I? Yeah, I just wanted to give you all like a good sense of space, of where everything was within the arts park in the circle. So it's not very big. But it's kind of cool, kind of having a whole park condensed into a little circle, in a downtown roundabout. I wasn't sure what was going on over here, whether they were just demolishing or renovating. I do know that they are doing a lot. I mean, a lot. Some efforts to kind of revitalize the area and make it more interesting for people to come down and see. So, but again, I wasn't sure if they were demolishing this or fixing it up. Followed these cars for some reason. Some more restaurants that kind of stretch down out to US 1, but the majority of them are at the little strip over there. Joseph Young, he was the founder, and let me get my sheet here. He founded the city in 1925. So the city's almost 100 years old now, so that's pretty sick. It's almost 100 years old. It's the 12th largest city in Florida with a population of 140,000. 12th largest, that's not bad. Florida's got a lot of big cities in it, so. Joseph Young did a good job. I'm not going to call him a good guy. He could have been a big bastard. I have no idea. All right, here's some of the high rises that they built in the last decade over here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Nothing about them seems particularly enticing to me to live in Young Circle, Hollywood. Except for that. I kind of like that little spike crown thing, though. That was kind of neat. So here's the Arts Park sign. And there's this cool statue up front. I wish I could say I tried to read the plaques, but I didn't. So you're just going to have this footage of the nice statue. Got no idea what it means. Protect the children, I guess. Okay, so yeah, Hollywood Circle. This is the taller of the two condo buildings that are on the north side of the circle. Yeah, you can definitely see they're kind of trying to go for that like upscale South Florida vibe, but I don't know. Hollywood's never shown, at least to me, that it had the potential to, give you that like Miami or East Fort Lauderdale vibe. That they trying, I guess. Because I can't knock them too hard for that. Alright, sweet. So this is the Hollywood Bread building. Ugh, I love this one. So Hollywood Bread was a company that baked a specific kind of bread. It wasn't named after the city. It was started in Hollywood, California, but apparently moved to Hollywood, Florida after like the company went bankrupt or had legal trouble in the state. So they just chose to put the company here in Hollywood, Florida. But they went out of business 30 years ago. So this building, as long as I can remember, of course, but for 30 years has been sitting completely abandoned in the middle of the downtown area. And it just looks really bad. People call it like a staple of like the South Florida, or I'm sorry, a staple of the Hollywood, I guess, skyline you could call it. But as you can see, it's got broken windows. It's completely run down. There's like destroyed blinds and everything. It's a travesty. It really is. I looked into it, and the last news that even came out about this property is that like the like 6th or 7th in a line of property developers bought the land and planned to do another high rise with it, but that was in 2016. Yeah, so just no news about this place. Just I guess no one wants it, and this building has just stood ever since. I didn't end up trying to go inside or anything here, because it is definitely a lot of people's unofficial home, and I did not want to get involved and disturb them. I'm sure it would not want me around, so I just captured the outside. Where I'm walking right now is down US 1, so I'm on the south side of the circle and walking around the back of the building, heading further south along US 1 here. Used to be like, I guess, loading docks right there. And as you can see, there's stuff going on around it. You know, there's a nice little church over there. There's some houses over there to the east. And there's a school right next to it, the Hollywood, like a Hollywood charter school, I think is what it is. I didn't linger on that shot for too long, so and I don't remember what it was called, so it's just Hollywood Charter School. This is looking eastward down Hollywood Boulevard. That's the beach is going to be on the other side of this. I didn't end up getting any footage of the beach that day, so sorry about that. But you can see they're definitely going for like kind of like a Sunset Boulevard vibe with all these royal palm trees going down the road there. There's an arts and culture center. They do a terrible job of advertising anything that they're doing, because growing up here, I didn't even know this place existed until I started doing a little research for this documentary. So I guess like some art exhibits and like some like art performances are done here. It's not a very particularly big building, so I'm not sure how much they house in there, but I was so busy trying to just grab footage, I didn't end up going inside. This is the back on kind of like the northeast side corner. There's a Publix built into the high rises, of course. And now I'm walking over on the west side. This is through kind of like the this is going to be entering the restaurant and boutique shop strip on the west side of Young Circle. This is that building. This is the north side, north-facing side of that building you saw earlier that was being worked on. Here it looks like it might be kind of like a gutting and renovation job, because it is a cool, kind of a cool building exterior. So I'm sure they may just be majorly renovating the inside. So yeah, I'm walking west right now, and of course, the day I decided to go out and film this, there's some stupid, forgive me, stupid retro car show-off day, parade, or not parade, just whatever, retro car day, and I'm sorry, I know there's multiple members of my family that are going to disown me for this, but just, I don't care. And it was just really crowded that day. It did make for some interesting footage, but yeah, I just saw a lot of people walking around, you know, saying, oh, nice car. This is a nice car. I don't know. Doesn't do it for me. I tried looking into some of the shops that were open. As you can see, I kind of like the old Main Street USA kind of design to them, with like the outstretching windows, with like the products and memorabilia sticking out of them, or sitting inside of them. So that's pretty cool. So what's special about this car? It goes really fast. Alright, yeah, there's some more footage here. It's kind of like an indoor, there was like a kind of like a stairwell to some upstairs offices. This is a pretty good pizza spot. I stopped there a few times, growing up. Yeah, there's also a little single theater movie theater here, that mostly played like local indie films, or like kind of popular underground indie films. The guy that managed the place was actually there outside, and he was actually super cool and was nice enough to let me inside to film in there, capture the spot before it opened. All right, so there are lots of, not lots, but there's a few murals around the restaurant strip here, and they were all commissioned by the Community Redevelopment Agency, that decided about 10 years ago to like when revitalizing the area, they wanted to spruce it up with some art pieces. So they had a few commissions done. This is one of them, kind of like it's not a diving woman there. And there's this weird wall mural over there. I'm not really sure much. I don't have much more to say about that. But like, pieces like that were cool. Pieces like this just kind of annoy me. Just like, oh look, we got Salvador Dali, and forgive me, I don't know who. I know who the middle lady is. Don't remember her name, and I don't know who the person on the right is. But like, I don't know. I feel like there's like a common trend in a lot of cities in South Florida that just kind of like paint murals to artsy people that have nothing to do with the area just for the sake of trying to like trying to seem cultured. I don't know. It was always been kind of annoying to me. So over here, I never noticed this until filming today, but along the train tracks here on the far west side of the restaurant strip are these little concrete diamonds, which is kind of fun. The nickname of the city is Diamond of the Gold Coast. So, all right, so we're gonna move westward from Young Circle to the City Hall Circle. So City Hall stands. It's the middle of the three circles along Hollywood Boulevard here, and it's all right. It's a kind of it's a very like 60s 70s looking building with like this weird teal paint job. It's not the ugliest city hall in the world, but it's kind of, I don't know, mediocre to me. You can see that there's the seal with the little diamond shining on the where Hollywood is, down the Gold Coast and all that. So that's cool, and it's located in the same circle as the district library, or the county library. You know, Broward has a series of libraries that I think it has one in every city, but I'm not sure. At least most of the larger ones. Just walking over here. There's a few art pieces outside of the library that I found a little interesting. Turning eastward here, so I'm looking eastward down Hollywood Boulevard. If you went further, for far enough, you'd be back at the Young Circle area. Yeah, this is some random art piece. Thought it was pretty cool. I think I get a shot of the plaque here. I didn't take the time to read it. If you want to pause and read it, feel free. It's right there for you. Okay, there's a little military memorial over here, which is cool and all, but again, it's one of those things that like it just doesn't really have much to do with the city. It's a Korean War memorial, and yeah, like I looked into it, and there's not really much more justifying it besides the fact that they just kind of decided to do it. I don't really know much. I couldn't really find much about the connection between the city and this particular war, but the eagle statues here are pretty cool. And yeah, it's pretty nice. It's a nice, elegant, simple memorial. It's not too like it's not like gaudy or anything, so it's cool with me. Anyway, yeah. So this is the east side of the library. So this is the side that faces down toward the Young Circle area. I think I'm gonna start turning here for you to see that this actually is this actually is another roundabout, just like the other one. I think it's a little smaller. Just a couple of office buildings back there. This guy probably thought I was being really weird that day, but I just liked his using his motion as a cue to start turning the camera. I see you, buddy. You're in my movie. Nothing you can do about it. Alright, so this is the west side of the building. As you can see, it's just got the signage, but just implemented in a different way. There's the Diamond of the Cold Coast seal and the title. This is the south side of the City Hall circle. I just wanted to capture it to give you guys a good idea of the sense of space around here. Alright, we're going to move west a little bit further. Here's the police station. Some people don't like it. They say it's like too austere looking. I actually kind of like it. It's got a little bit of a deco design to it, which kind of reflects the 1920s. I mean, I know the building wasn't built then, but the 20s era that this city was built. So, I don't know. I kind of like it. I know this Target parking lot probably means nothing to you, but I spent a ton of time in this parking lot. It's extremely nostalgic to me, and I just wanted to put it in my movie, so deal with it. That First Watch used to be a Voodoo barbecue. I don't know if that Voodoo barbecues exist anymore, but it was super good, and I totally missed it. This is me just walking westward down Hollywood Boulevard. Here's the Hollywood Police Station. I mean, I'm sorry, excuse me. This is the Hollywood Fire Station. I'm not sure if it was the only one. It was the only one I knew about. But if what I think is true, that this is the only one that within the city limits. But if I'm wrong, please let me know. There's a little statue dedicated to the firefighters. I've always really liked it. Alright, westward. Okay, down to what they call Presidential Circle. And right here, just the east side of it, is the courthouse. This is the city courthouse. I can't remember if it's like a... Let's see here. Yeah, it's a district courthouse of the county, Broward's district courthouse over here. So, yeah. I bet you thought I was above using the same technique of following motion to reveal my next area twice, but you thought wrong. I was not above using it twice in a row. So yeah, there's so in Presidential Circle, it's just a giant corporate building. I looked into it. It's really interesting. It was actually originally intended to be a military school, but ended up just becoming a corporate building. Alright, so actually going to head north this time, up to Johnson Street, the street that runs parallel to Hollywood Boulevard. And I just wanted to give you guys a look at the suburb neighborhood around here. This is not the spot, but pretty much exactly just like the area I grew up in. So, yeah, just hot and boring. Floridian suburbia, what can I tell you? Now, randomly in the middle of all these one-story houses is this giant memorial hospital that just stands like 10 stories above everything else. And here's the corner of Johnson and whatever the other street I was standing on was. And you can see it's a pretty impressive complex here. And I always found it kind of funny that the whole area was like branded after the hospital. Like the whole corner here has like their logos on the street lamps or everything. It's almost like a hospital amusement park. Heading east now, we're actually going to go to the corner of Johnson and North Park Road, just because I wanted to show you this park. My mom found a dead body in this park. She didn't touch it or anything, but she walked by and saw someone like laying like face down on a bench and just thought he was like drunk or high or something. But turned out that he was dead. She found him later in a body bag getting picked up by the police. Anyway, we're going to head back southeast to where we started this video at the Hollywood Boulevard ramp of I-95. So over here is Lions Park. It's a little tucked away park that runs along the western side of I-95. And to get into the park, you just cross over this little red bridge over the canal. I'm just going to let this part play through. Now, while I didn't spend a lot of time as a kid in this particular park, I did spend a lot of time in this like baseball sports park that was just a little bit north of here that ran along the same canal. So I spent a lot of time around this canal growing up. So I'm gonna march us along into the shade over here, into the dark and spooky woods. This park's got an interesting shape to it, so it's actually just really narrow. It's just this like these two little paths that run alongside each other, because it's cut off by the train station that runs north and south parallel to it. That's a pathway I think you can get to. That's another way to get in through from Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah, there's really not much going on at this park. Just a little nugget of nature walk between the train station and the Target Plaza. So I walked through it, and on the other side, I actually never went to this area, is a little dog park. I did not know this existed for the 21 years I spent living in this city. It was quiet, it was cute. There was actually a number of families in here. I think I did my best to kind of either frame them out or cut them out for, you know, just obvious reasons. Holly Wolf Park. Bet they were real proud of that one. Yeah, that was cute. This is now I think I went a little bit further back into the park. So yeah, that park exists on the north end of the park. The entrance that was at the south, and this is somewhere in the middle. What does that say there? My screen's a little small right now. Oh, habitat no mow zone. Okay, so I guess they're prohibited from mowing the grass around here in the habitat zone, but they're not prohibited from dumping trash and shopping carts. Anyway, I walked back out to the Hollywood Boulevard and 95 ramp, if you recognize the area, and I went on down to the train station here. I think this is the last area that I filmed on my day out that day. As you can see, we got it's a hub for Amtrak and the Tri-Rail. The Tri-Rail is for those out-of-staters, is a reference to the tri-state area, the tri-county area, the Miami-Dade, Broward, and Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties. The tri-rail bussed people between the three of them. See, now this sign here says State Goldman Park. The other side said Lions Park. What's the difference? Those are both entrances to the same park. Oh well, I didn't look into it. Anyway, here's the train station. And this is actually one of 2 train stations in the city. There was one on the street to the north called Sheridan Street. That was just called Sheridan. Sheridan Station. But this was the official Hollywood, Florida station. I've used the tri-rail a few times in my life, but it was never my main mode of transportation. But I am familiar with these stops. There's a guy over there to the left. He wound up stopping me and asking me to consider filming a music video for him or something like that. And I gave him my phone number, but he never called me. Oh well. This is the top of the train. This is the bridge between the north and southbound train depots here. And always thought it had a nice, relaxing kind of view of the whole transportation junction area over here. Anyway, I think that's about it. I think that's all the spots that I filmed along the main street of Hollywood, Florida, the city I was born and grew up in. I forget where I cut off the footage here, so just want to say thanks for checking this out. I believe I'm going to be putting this on my new channel, Burt Films, where I'm going to be posting more kind of experimental videos and short movies, a lot like this one. You can see from here, that's the downtown area. Those are the high-rises right there. The ones kind of standing by themselves to the left. I'm not quite sure what the ones to the right are. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for checking it out. Bye.